Hey, welcome to the ninth edition of Rank Your Albums, which is also one of the shortest ones because, guys, you guys got to find new bands, man. I mean, 22, it's crazy. But, I mean, I'm not complaining because I don't have to sit here for like 10 weeks listening to 55 albums again. Well, here it is, new band time. And speaking of new bands, this episode is brought to you by Calloused Wing. That's right, son. Our new album is out today. So go ahead, link in description. Go listen to it. Go buy it if you want to. It's long time making on this one. And what you thought I was just conveniently making? Like where do you think the 2020 thing came from? Because that's us. Calloused Wing fits in this category, and that's why we're gonna win it. But no, seriously, go check it out. It's long. It's like 58 minutes, so it's a full-blown record, and I'm very proud of it, as all of us in the band are. Anyway, that's enough self-plugging. Let's get into it. 22 albums. From Karnak, Peelingflesh, the G Code, and I'll keep this very short and sweet. Cringe and Trash. Alright, up next from Rich Pickle, we have Font Strange Burden. Kind of hard to describe, but similar to Black Midi, if you ever listened to them. Nope. Last time I suggested an album on one of those 3 years ago, and you had already heard it, so I hope that doesn't happen. Well, I definitely did not hear it. Also, did you change your name? Because I do not recognize Rich Pickle at all. But, unfortunately, with Font, like, I think it started out okay, but as soon as we got to sentence 1, like, it kind of goes off the rails, and, like, I really like a lot of, like, the main grooves throughout the record, but then the vocals kind of just start doing some crazy shit. Like it kind of reminds me of Bjork, and if you're familiar with that, you know Bjork albums were always pretty low on these lists. So I'm not too crazy on that. So really, this is another situation where the vocals I just couldn't really do. Up next from Bunny Soup, we have Jardín de Piedras by Guerra Fría. At least something along those lines. And I mean, it was kind of like neat little electronic music. Once again, with the vocals that aren't great, but I mean, obviously I don't know what the hell he's saying, but I feel like even if I did speak the language, I probably wouldn't know what he was saying, because they're very like effect based, and it's just kind of like mood music, you know. Like I just don't know what kind of mood I would be in to listen to this kind of album, but also it's way too goddamn long. This is one of the longest albums on this whole list, and yeah, it just went on for way too long. And from Like a Guy, we got April Mixtape 2 by Snow Strippers. Just going to go completely balls to the wall with this and give you something absolutely out of your bag, because someone needs to do it. Well, someone pretty much does it every single video, and every single time it's always near the bottom. Because, yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with giving me something crazy. Because, I don't know, I feel like... I mean, to be fair, there's an album, like, way up higher on this list that really is not my scene, but, you know... Like, if you give me something crazy, it's either going pretty far to the top or pretty close to the bottom, because it's either going to be a love or hate. And this was, I wouldn't say hate it, but, I mean, pretty much the exact same thing I would say for the Guerra Fría one, where it's just, like, kind of mood music. However, I don't think I'm ever in this kind of mood to listen to this stuff. But it was at least shorter, you know, just more electronic stuff that, you know, not too crazy on, but didn't absolutely hate my time with it either. And from Rexton, we got For the First Time by Black Country New Road. Really just out the wazoo with these limiting ass prompts. Incredible art rock stuff here. Hope you enjoy. Our really out the wazoo prompts? I do not know why I would ever suggest doing a Rank Your Albums with 2020 and up bands. But I don't know. It was just something I just thought of randomly. There's an interesting idea here. But this whole subgenre, I don't know if this is just art rock, if this is what you call it, but this genre of mumbly narrating vocals, I just think is so incredibly annoying. And like, there's like pretty neat stuff going on with the instruments occasionally, but it's just too bizarre for my taste, man. Like the last track is a perfect example. Opus, where it gets going. It's like I'm finally getting into it, and then it completely stops and changes direction completely, and it just does some more weird vocal stuff where it's like, okay, man, well, I don't get it. All right, and from Big Master, we have Umbra by Kadabra. I love the vocals on this one, and this is the first of 4 stoner rock albums on this list, which you guys really, really like the stoner rock stuff. But to me, I got pretty sick of it towards the end, not gonna lie. It's just kind of more okay fuzzy rock that I wasn't into it a whole lot, and it really doesn't help that I heard this album immediately after another stoner rock album, which is a lot higher on this list. So I don't know, maybe it was just bad placement in my listening, but yeah, I don't know, it just, especially compared to the other one, I was just really just kind of like, oh god, it's enough of this. Next up, we have Margarita Witch Cult, self-titled, from Nim Likes Music, and more stoner rock, as I just mentioned. Goddamn, there's a lot of it. I mean, it's perfectly fine, but in a sea of stoner doom, even in this list, it's just hard to like distinguish it from like anything else I listen to on this list. Like, obviously, we have the riffs are big and chunky, and the vocals work for what it is. But yeah, like I said, I just can't pick out a song between another one. But I think this would be a pretty cool band to see live. I think they would go pretty hard as like an opener. And from The Real Kevin, we have Endlessness by Nala. Really cool jazz and electronic music by one of the best artists of the 21st century. Alright, and this is mood music done better, because yeah, definitely higher obviously than the other two that I would call mood music. And I mean, I don't know what mood I need to be in to listen to this, but like, it ain't normal. I'm not about to just throw it on right now and be like, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, like it's a bit too atmospheric for how long it is, but I don't know. I could see myself like throwing this on or forgetting about it completely. I don't know, which I usually do, because it's just so many albums you guys have given me at this point. But yeah, I thought it was pretty decent. Alright, from Metal Rabbit, we have Cutouts by The Smile. If I'm asked to name the first artist band from post-2020 that comes to mind, Smile is my first answer. Their most recent album is my personal favorite they've released. I have to give you a heads up, The Smile is formed by 2 members from Radiohead. It's a spin-off of Radiohead. I'm aware from several Rank Your Album video that Radiohead isn't your preferred music, but I'm interested to see if you might like this album. As far as I'm concerned, The Smile doesn't sound anything like Radiohead, and at its most only sounds familiar to it. Yeah, good old Radiohead. I mean, we still have those vocals that I'm really not a fan of. Like, the music is fine. It's pretty cool, actually, with, like, the songs Don't Get Me Started and No Words. Like, I like the vibe, and then as soon as I hear his voice, I'm like, oh, God. I'm super mad about it. Like, whatever his name is, whatever this dude from Radiohead his name is, I do not like his style at all. And that pretty much just kind of kills it. Like, anything these guys can do, it's just as long as I hear that voice, I'm just like, please no. And from Isabel Derry, A Sinner's Past by Early Moods. Here is our third stoner band. But definitely getting a little better. Like, that riff change in Blood Offerings around 4 minutes was so gnarly. While Purgis, that song was good. Unhinged Spirit around 4 minutes also. I don't know what happens at 4 minutes on every single one of these songs, but it goes double time, and that's pretty neat. Vocals are a little miss, but definitely don't ruin it or anything. Kind of like The Smile. And like, there's plenty of stretches without vocals too. It's just, like I said, it's just unfortunate because it's just another doom band fighting with its own kind at this point. Like, if I just had one, if this was like the only one I had on this list, it probably would have been a little higher, but it's just more, like, I'll be real, guys. I'm gonna be real with y'all. When I was listening to these albums, I'm not even shitting you. This was, like, I listened to both Margarita Witch Cult and Umbra's Kadabra, and then, because I use like a random number generator, and this one came after those two, and no shit, like halfway through the first song, I stopped. I was like, dude, I can't do this right now. Like, I cannot take another goddamn stoner album, because, oh my god, there's too many. But yeah, I went back to it later on, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is pretty good. Just, I don't listen to it after two other ones again, because it's not going to be good. Alright, up next from Mick Music Madness, we have Thousand Vision Mist with Depths of Oblivion. If you like Alice in Chains and sludge metal, I think you'll enjoy this. And while I wouldn't call it stoner rock, it's pretty damn close. But yeah, I thought Dream Eternal was solid. We Flew Too High goes pretty hard at the end. Like, the riffs are pretty fun in it, and not just like open chugs the whole time, which a lot of like the other stoner bands are, which that was nice. But unfortunately, the whole point of this video was to find a band that was still active, and I'm assuming because just in September, the singer and guitarist of this band died, so I'm assuming this band is done, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of it being here. But which is just that just sucks, man. But yeah, I thought it was pretty solid, even though this is probably their first and only album. Also, they're even more underground than fucking Cal Swing over here. They have less listeners than us, which is crazy. So yeah, go check out Depths of Thousand Vision Mist, even though I don't think they're doing anything anymore. And while you're at it, go check out Cal Swing. One Last Great Day. It's a great album. Alright, from Aces, whatever. We got The Book of Hours by Agropelter. Now, this is going to be weird sounding, coming from me. I know, considering what I've been saying this whole video already. But I really thought this could have used vocals. Like, the synthy parts were the best thing, I think. And I don't know. I think if it just would have had like a good voice to go along with it, I think it would have really tied it together. Because that whole thing's instrumental. but I thought it was pretty solid. But yeah, man, if there was like some nice, tolerable vocals, man, this thing could have been like 3 spots higher at least. But I did enjoy it. Oh man, ready for this damn title? From Aaron, we have The Songs and Tales of Airoea, Book 1 by the Jesus Christ. The Songs and Tales of Airoea, Book 1, The Tale of Father Robin by the Chronicles of Father Robin. Jesus Christ. What an obnoxious goddamn damn prog bands, man. I think the whole idea behind this band is kind of cool because there's like, what was there, like 3 albums already? And they're all like book 1, 2, and 3. Like, I think that's pretty cool. I thought it was a solid record. I really like the flute. Vocals were good. Honestly, the whole thing reminded me if like Jethro Tull had like a new vocalist and was a little heavier. That's pretty much what this album is, and I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, the title's a little obnoxious, but you know what? Whatever. Good stuff. And from the soon-to-be wife, we have Decide by Dijo. Fits since we're watching Stranger Things, plus it reminds me of Beatles and 80s influence. And if any of you are familiar with this guy, you might know that he put out like an EP or something in September 2019, which technically disqualifies him. However, I don't give a shit because it's my video, my rules, and if you're upset about it, put a ring on it, bro. Put a ring on it. But anyway, yeah, I like the synth thing going on the whole record. The falsetto vocals for this long gets a little old. But yeah, like plenty of good tracks like End of Beginning, Climax, On and On were all pretty good. And yeah, I like the most of it, but mostly around the vocals though. But like, I thought they were fine. But kind of the same reason I can't get into Joji super much because it's like, you know, seeing like that the whole time. Yeah, that was pretty solid. Very good choice, even though this is literally the only thing you possibly had. But good job. Okay, and at the very top of the damn stoner rock marathon bands, we have Kryptograf with Kryptonomicon from Big Frank. And yeah, this was just like the most solid of solids. You know, it was good old rock, good singer, good riffs. I'd probably give the best track on the album to the last track, Gales, because it blasted, and that was really cool. But yeah, I think this was the first album I heard for this video, and I was like, yeah, this shit, I mean, right there near the top, and yeah, not much else to say besides, yeah, definitely the winner of the mini stoner marathon in this video. And from Android, we have Zopp, self-titled, and yeah, not gonna lie, so like the first half I listened to, like the first half of the albums I heard, were all like down there in that bottom half, and I was really getting worried, y'all. I was really getting worried. I was halfway through the list, and nothing was even like an A tier, and I was getting really, really nervous. But the second half is pretty much, you know, this top half, for the most part. You guys really pulled it through at the end, kicking off our A tier with Zopp, and man, it really just sounds like Yes, which, you know, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. I'm gonna tell you right now, the best track, Silanra the 5th track, right after Sanger, right before V, Slanra. That shit was so goddamn nice. It was so nice. That piano, that the whole song was just, oh man, it was so good. I really like that track. Again, it's more instrumental prog, just like oh my god, who was it? Agropelter down there, and like, oh, like again, if they had nice vocals, if you throw John Anderson on this shit, it would be really good. But even instrumental sounds really great, and yeah, I was surprised there's a couple instrumental albums on this video, and big shock. I liked pretty much all of them. Okay, I really, based on the first track, I was like, man, there's no way this is gonna be like this high. But the fact that it's at what is this, number 5 or some shit? What number are we on? 6. The fact that this is number 6 is pretty impressive. Okay, from Leonardo Cruz, we have Papota by Cariel and Paco. They're a duo from Argentina that have taken the scene. They are the future of Spanish alternative music. Still, they are pretty new. Also, if you look for the translation, they have a strong commentary on today's society. I did not look at the translation. But what I was listening to, man, holy shit. Like, every single track was just like, I can't believe I'm using this term, but this shit was lit, man. This shit was straight lit. Like, from the fucking the jazz fusion jazz shit from the first track to like the bopping ass shit towards like the middle with like Dia del Amigo. Like, I didn't know what the hell they were saying, but it didn't really matter because like the shit that was behind the vocal tracks was just so fucking tight. And it's pretty short. Like, only the first couple tracks are the studio, and like the second half is live. And I was like, man, I'll probably just skip the live stuff. But even the live stuff, it was just like the same like production, almost the same production level. But the studio tracks were like definitely fire, because the live stuff kind of had like the same like backing tracks behind them, but like the first couple tracks, every single one was like so unique. And yeah, I mean, occasionally they said like, who the fuck are you in English, which I understood that, but everything else, not so sure. But yeah, man, honestly, this shit kind of went hard. I was very surprised. Probably the most surprising album on this list, that I didn't know I was gonna like it this much. But yeah, shit was awesome. Alright, top 5 time. Kicking it off with good old Nick. I need to catch up with some newer bands, but doing some light research, found one you might be into. Wunderhorse put out their first album, Cub, in 2022. And after listening to snippets of some of their songs and having liked one a while back, I think you dig it. The production is gritty, and the singer sounds like the spacey vocals of David Gilmour. Let's see if 2026 is the year I can finally win one of these. Well, not quite, but much like, I think you were pretty close with Prince as well. But top 5 is still a good job. Yeah, I really like the main riff in Leader of the Pack, even though it was pretty much a Sweet Home Alabama. But honestly, like the guitar tone, or at least like I think the guitar tone like throughout the record, but especially the track 17, low key it reminded me of like the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack, which is pretty cool. Probably because I just played that game. Yeah, I like Poppy. That was a big old jam session. I like that it's chill. I like that it's a little rockin' at times. We got solo section, well produced. Not super into his voice, which I guess is like the main reason it's not quite in that like top 3 or anything. But top 5 still pretty good. Yeah, I did finna enjoy it. All right, final album I heard for this list, Adam Juice's self-titled from Cucumber Enjoyer. Hell yeah, man, give me some of them cucumbers. Put that shit in my salad. Put that shit in my Subway sandwiches. That's right. Great debut album that came out earlier this year. And I agree. Like, dude, that bass groove in Gubu, ooh, that shit was hella nice. Sexy Frogs was nice and sexy. Basically, every single song was like a big old jam. And it was really tight. And it was pretty awesome. And, yeah. That's about it. But I did very much enjoy it. A lot of it was very, very good. Okay, so top 3 time. And 2 of you out here are watching. Speaking of Cal Swing, we have yet to hear from either of those 2. And here we are in the top 3. So I wonder who it's going to be next. From Destroy the Opposition, we have Ancient Death with Ego Dissolution. Definitely my favorite album of 2025. The riffs and solos on this album are definitely the highlight, but the atmosphere and tempo changes are awesome as well. It's death metal, but there's an undeniable amount of melody and ambience. Fire. Straight goddamn fire, man. I mean, obviously, I've had a few death metal records come pretty high in the past. Obviously, we have Death. Immolation, Close to the World Below. Still remember that one. It's like, I always like listening to it, but trying to choose between highlights and differentiating between the bands is really hard. And that's why it's really difficult for one of them to get in first place. But it's always pretty close, man. It's always really close. Like I said, I don't have like a highlight track or anything because it's just like death metal straight out. I know, yeah, just a great listen. Great listen. Easy S tier album. And that leaves us with 2, which is, okay, I know the whole point of this video is to whore out Callous Wing's new album, but the fact that both the other members are in top 2 is is a pure coincidence. Okay, this is not rigged. It's not rigged at all. Okay. Okay. Full disclosure. This was the hardest fucking time I've ever had trying to pick a number 1. Full stop. I listened to both of these albums back to back 3 fucking times. Okay? Because I couldn't decide which one I liked more. And full stop, I was about to fucking have a tie. I was straight up, like, for a week, I was like, fuck it, they're both winning. I don't give a shit, because I can't decide. But closest to the end of, making this video, one of them did peter out the other one. But I want to make it very fucking clear that this was the hardest decision of this fucking channel so far. Okay? So, kudos to both of you. But there can only be one winner. And our runner-up is going to be... Weather Systems with Ocean Without a Shore from Head of Bucket, a.k.a. Dale from Callous Wing. Check out our album. It's pretty good. He wrote most of this shit. So. Oh, man. Okay, you know how I was just saying, like, the first half of this video were all, like, lower B tiers? Like, nothing was at least an A. Like, the second this record came on, I was like, yeah, this is going to be good. This is going to be good. Like, I knew immediately this shit was going to bang. And then we get to Untouchable Part 3. Probably my favorite song on the album. With that nice-ass female vocal. Followed by that nice-ass string thing. That shit was fucking nice. Like, Ghost in the Machine. Still Lake. Last part of the title track. We're all, like, fucking out of here. Like, I wasn't super into everything, like the whole hour of it, but man, it was a cool sound. And I think I will say the exact same thing I said with Anathema. If it was just a little heavier, like if it went a little harder throughout this record, shit would have been number one. Because you know me, I like my shit a little heavier. And yeah, shit was good. But that of course leads us into number one. And congrats, you son of a bitch, you finally did it. In first place, finally, someone I fucking know. Alex with Wield by Hiroe. Probably one of my favorite new discoveries from last couple of post-fest. And this shit was fucking sick, man. Like, the clean intro was really nice. But Tides, bro. Fucking Tides. Like, the first half of that song kicks ass. But then the double time change at the end kicked way much more ass. Like, it's very much like Pelican, where it's kind of hard to pick out between song, but who really gives a fuck because it's all really good. Although I'm not really into the last song. Like, because I'm not like super into the last song, that's why I was like fighting really hard between these two, because it's not perfect. Because yeah, I mean, I really don't care for it like at all, to be honest. So that's really where it was fighting. But yeah, man, it's really all about Tides, bro, and the crush. The crush went fucking hard. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Also, it was like one of the best drum sounds I ever heard. Like every fucking time that snare hit, bro, I was like, ooh, yeah, that shit's good. That shit hits really good. We got to get that motherfucker to mix our fucking next album. But yeah. And then, yeah, honestly, about like an hour after I posted like the submissions video, I realized the main problem with doing a exclusively new bands video is that realistically, they're probably only going to have like one or two albums. Like, I think the most was like the Chronicles of Father Robin. I think they have like 3. But everyone else, I'm pretty sure has like 1 or 2. Maybe they have more, but like... So obviously, they have one other album, which is, what, like, pretty short, isn't it? No, they only have an EP. Okay, so an album and an EP. So, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do for the video. It's probably just going to be like what I did with Nemesis, where I rank the tracks individually and just kind of react to the album. And we'll talk about the EP too, I guess. But, yeah, man. Yo, shout out Cal Swing for coming in at the top 2 spots. Yep. Well, I will see you all with that video. Anniversary's coming up too, so do something for that as well. And, yeah, man. To those of you who have already... Oh, I totally forgot to talk about our dishonorable mentions. Shit. Okay, dishonorable mentions. First up, from Caricatures with Bright Green Field by Squid. Man, you thought I wasn't going to see those 2 EPs from 2017 and 2019? Disqualified again. Even you gave me a band that had a 2018 release, and then you gave me another band with a 2019 release. September 6th, to be precise. And a 2017 EP, Lino. So, yeah, sorry, bro, disqualified. And then, not necessarily disqualified, but don't worry, bro, like I didn't forget about you. Kids Learning Tube, Countries of the World, Volume 1. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, the production and synth work on here is incredible. Thailand is an insane prog synth track, lengthy masterpiece. I see what you're saying. But, like, yo, I don't care if I'm listening to, like, moving pictures, if the vocals are, like, first letter of the alphabet is A, the second letter of the alphabet is B. Like, I'm not listening to that. No shot. Plus, it's like an hour and a half. I'm sorry, bro. No way, no shot. I was not going to do that. But thank you for understanding that I probably wouldn't do it anyway. Yeah, because, man, my brain couldn't handle that shit for an hour and a half. Or even, like, 5 minutes, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't forget about y'all. But next time, give me something better. Alright, that'll be it for this video. Stay tuned for our Hiroe video. Stay tuned for our anniversary video. Go check out Cal Swings. One last great day, son. Buy it if you want to. But especially if you heard our first EP, because we do have the sequel on here. All right, we got Dirge D and E. It's pretty hype. Pretty hype. Plenty callbacks to A, B, and C. It's pretty hype. All right, y'all. See ya.